Ladies and gentlemen, today we highlight the pivotal role of the U.S. Army infantrymen, the backbone of our military's fighting forces. These soldiers are essential for projecting power and maintaining security by executing a variety of operations, from high-intensity combat to peacekeeping missions. The infantryman's primary mission is to engage and destroy enemy forces, capturing ground troops through a mix of tactics, weaponry, and physical endurance. But the responsibilities extend beyond direct combat. They conduct reconnaissance, gather intelligence, secure key areas, and support combined arms operations. Infantrymen thrive on the front lines, requiring quick decision-making and adaptability under pressure. Their role demands exceptional physical fitness and mental resilience to navigate the intense and ever-changing dynamics of the battlefield. Teamwork and leadership are vital for infantrymen who must lead by example, motivate peers, and maintain effective communication to ensure unit safety and success. In today's rapidly evolving world, strategic foresight is crucial. Infantry leaders are trained to anticipate future challenges, adapting tactics to stay ready for conflict. The infantry continuously evolves, integrating cutting-edge technology like unmanned aerial systems and advanced communication tools to enhance battlefield capabilities. Continuous training ensures infantrymen remain proficient in both combat and strategic thinking. In summary, the U.S. Army Infantry Plan plays a fundamental role in our defense strategy, embodying courage, adaptability, and foresight. As we look to the future, these soldiers will continue to lead and innovate, meeting challenges head-on. Thank you for your attention. Now I'll hand it over to Eric for Decision Focus.
Thank you, Al. Let's take a look at our decision focus. Our focus is on creating plans that give infantrymen soldiers the important skills and knowledge they need in order to handle this ever-changing modern warfare environment. By making sure our efforts match the future needs of the U.S. Army, we want to help soldiers adjust to new technologies and different combat situations. Through careful planning and hard work, TNG Strategies is dedicated to providing useful ideas and solutions that support the Army's mission. By meeting these important needs, we hope to strengthen the readiness and effectiveness of the infantry forces as they get ready for future challenges. Next, let's take a look at our key drivers. Our research has identified 5 important key drivers that are essential for enhancing the U.S. Army a decade from now. These drivers are the building blocks of our plan in order to help the Army stay strong and ready for future challenges and modern warfare environments. Starting with Army infantry technological advancements. One of the most significant developments in recent years is the use of AI and advanced weapon systems. For example, robot dogs and drones can be used in order to handle dangerous tasks, like disarming bombs and scouting dangerous areas. This will overall help infantrymen stay out of harm's way. This not only reduces the risk of human lives, but also allows soldiers to focus on making strategic decisions in real time using the data from these systems. Next, modernized training. By fostering teamwork and testing individual excellence, these trainings ensure that Army units are always ready for the next mission. The Expert Infantry Badge, or EIB, is a prestigious qualification that soldiers earn by proving their skills in weapons, medical tasks, and navigation under intense pressure. These tough training programs pushes soldiers to develop both physical and mental resilience, ensuring they can perform when it matters most on the battlefield. Learning and adaptable organization. It is essential for infantrymen to adapt and learn from their experiences. Programs like the 22-week one-station unit training, or also known as OSU, emphasizes night training, water survivability, and vehicle operations. By preparing soldiers for a variety of different combat situations, these programs help infantrymen develop the skills needed to navigate diverse terrains effectively. Next, recruitment for infantry soldiers. Becoming an infantry soldier requires specific qualifications, such as being a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident between the ages 17 and 34 years old. As well as you need to be able to meet the educational and physical standards. These standards ensure that only the most qualified and capable individuals become soldiers, which will overall improve the readiness of the Army. Lastly, combat readiness. It is essential to have the right mindset to face any challenge. Infantrymen need to be well trained in physical fitness, weapon systems, and vehicles, but in also mental preparation. Soldiers need to be mentally resilient in order to handle the stresses of combat. Preparation is key in order to help increase their chances of success and survival in unpredictable combat situations. In order to further narrow our focus, we provided a ranking grid in order to display the importance of each driving force. They are ranked from high importance to low importance to further identify which driving forces are most significant to the infantrymen within the U.S. Army. After thoughtful considerations, we have established that the technological advancements of the infantrymen and combat readiness are the highest importance in regards to the overall improvement of the infantrymen. Looking ahead, advancements in technology are crucial for improving Army efficiency and safety, as well as combat readiness remains equally important. Combat readiness ensures that soldiers are well prepared, trained, and equipped to adapt to complex and evolving threats. Together, these elements will play a significant role in helping infantrymen evolve and dominate the battlefield.
High technology, low combat readiness. Picture this, it's 2025, and the US Army gets a $50 billion budget to boost infantry tech. By 2027, they've got AI drones and robot dogs, all designed to enhance effectiveness. But there's a catch, troops aren't combat ready. Over-reliance on gadgets means physical fitness and basic skills lag. By 2028, China sees a US vulnerability, leading to a conflict by 2029. By 2031, it's clear. It's not the tech failing, but soldiers struggling under battle pressures with bad weather compounding issues. China, sticking to traditional combat skills, wins. And by 2034, they've overtaken the US and repurposed American equipment using their soldiers as laborers. This scenario highlights the crucial lesson: having the latest gadgets isn't enough. Global armies shift focus to retrain soldiers in essential combat skills, ready for any situation, whether it's with high-tech or fundamental methods. It's a reminder that technology doesn't guarantee victory without true readiness. High technology, high combat readiness, the recipe for success. In 2025, a $185.9 billion budget aimed to modernize and enhance the U.S. Army's combat readiness. Investments included high-tech vehicles, long-range missiles, and AI-powered drones, with equal emphasis on preparing soldiers to use these tools effectively. Training was intensified, focusing on weapon proficiency, vehicle operation, and navigating challenging environments, prioritizing both physical and mental fitness. In 2033, tensions with Russia escalated, and the Army's preparation was put to the test. Drones and robot dogs provided real-time intel, reducing soldiers' exposure to danger, while AI drones addressed threats early. Long-range missiles and air defense systems ensured troop protection, supported by advanced gear and VR-driven training. Monitored continuously for health, soldiers were ready for any situation, with commanders able to manage stress effectively. By 2034, the U.S. Army emerged as a formidable force on modern battlefields, thanks to the strategic marriage of advanced technology and rigorous preparation. Low technology, low combat readiness, running out of options. In 2024, a new U.S. president cut the Army's budget drastically to $50 million by 2026, stalling modernization and leaving the Army ill-prepared for global challenges. Soldiers were stuck with outdated gear, old vehicles, and basic weapons, where advanced capabilities were sorely needed. Training was reduced to fundamental drills, leaving troops unprepared for diverse combat scenarios. By 2032, rising tensions with Russia turned into conflict, catching the underprepared U.S. Army off guard. Russian advanced drones and surveillance tech exposed U.S. units, while soldiers relied on outdated maps and faulty radios, suffering from poor situational awareness. As the situation escalated, the U.S. infantry, lacking modern equipment and training, struggled, highlighting vulnerabilities and leading to poor battlefield decisions. This scenario underlined the importance of adequate funding, modernization, and preparation to ensure soldiers' safety and effectiveness. Ultimately, limited technology and preparation left the Army vulnerable, emphasizing the necessity of investing in modernization. Low technology, high combat readiness, less gear, more grit. In 2034, the U.S. Army transitioned from tech reliance to focusing on human resilience and training, driven by the great technology war of 2029 and ongoing cyber threats that made tech unreliable by 2033. With high tech components disrupted by geopolitical conflicts and sanctions, the Army emphasized human capabilities. By 2035, training shifted from virtual reality systems to physical endurance and survival skills, emphasizing hand to hand combat, long distance running, and traditional training. Soldiers adapted to non digital communication, reviving methods like flag signaling and runners for message delivery while mastering navigation with maps and compasses. This low tech era prioritized leadership and mentorship, cultivating resourcefulness and decision making. By 2040, the Army's human centered approach underscored its resilience and adaptability, highlighting a crucial transformation in strategic doctrine and capabilities, showing strong leadership can thrive without advanced tech. Thank you very much for your time. Now I'm going to give it to James Kim for strategic priorities identified.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for the introduction. Again, my name is James Kim. I'm part of T&D Strategies. I'm one of the consultants here. I will be covering the sections of strategic priorities identified in their grid, and we'll be covering the portion of our 0 to 6 months, 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, and 10-year journey forecast, and what the scenario or the situation would look like in terms of their characteristics and the process to get there. So, uh, for the Army, from our T&D strategy standpoint, is we believe that the strategic goals are going to be readiness, professionalism, diversity, and integration. And throughout this campaign and throughout this proposal, I'm pretty sure you're probably aware by now, but the scenarios that we pretty much illustrated prior to this was scenario one had the best kind of high technology results. So when you're looking at this grid, it looks like for us, scenario two is the best. And the recipe for success for this scenario had the highest technology and the highest combat readiness, giving A's across the board. I would say that scenario three was a little bit more difficult. I think this is when we don't have anything, right? We don't have any technology, we don't have any combat readiness, nothing, no training, no preparations whatsoever. You're looking at a grading grid of like F's and D's, and luckily there is C's within this grid. I mean, it doesn't really heavily rely on technology as much, such as diversity and integration. So I think all scenarios complements each other somehow, but in terms of which one was the best and which one was the worst, the best one was scenario two, and the worst one was scenario three. Uh, One of the few things that we were talking about in this presentation is what the executive summary looks like within this forecast. So when we're doing a 10-year strategic forecast, we also want to be prepared for how are we going to get there within increments? Like what are the steps for 0 to 6 months, 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5, 5 to 10, so forth. So in the early stages, over the next 6 months, our focus will be on three key areas. First, we'll enhance training and onboarding, which would include combat, introductory training, readiness drills, some like boot camp stuff. This is like boot camp era, and the familiarization of technology, like so. And then second, we'll drive to strategic development, which will be analyzing the current technology, infrastructure, setting the technology upgrades and goals, and securing those resources for the future. And then lastly, we'll prioritize the recruitment in tech-savvy individuals and collaborating with innovators to integrate cutting-edge solutions into our strategy. Uh, in 1 to 2 years, when we're looking ahead in the 1 to 2 years part of the journey, our focus will be on developing a future-ready strategy. First, we'll enhance core combat skills and ensure our team is fully familiarized with the latest technological equipment. And we'll conduct initial readiness evaluations to assess where we stand and identify areas of growth. And second, we'll establish a technology roadmap focusing on upgrading systems and implementing adaptable, scalable solutions. And then lastly, we'll roll out with, pilot programs for new techs and training approaches, allowing us to gather more feedback and find those strategies moving forward. So this is the 1 to 2 years journey. 3 to 5 years, our focus will be on sustaining strong combat proficiency. Uh, Basically, what that means is at this stage, we expect all the personnel to be highly proficient within their combat readiness skills, right? So it's like 3 to 5 years in, man, you're gonna have to be really good at what you do in terms of combat, especially within the infantry division, which is what we're focusing on. So, supported by, advanced technology. So now that we invested so much time and effort in the early stages of our growth, 3 to 5 years in, we should have some advanced technology readily available for most of our operations. And to maintain this momentum, we just have to adapt and expand, right? So, our training programs and technology resources based on the evaluation data we've gathered, successful initiatives will be scaled up. So whichever division does really well and which portion of that strategy will incorporate emerging technologies and stay ahead of the evolving challenges that way. Uh, a key focus will also be on resilience. We'll introduce advanced mental resilience programs and technologies to support peak performance. We understand how important physical health is, but equally, just as much as mental health is our focus as well. So, for example, the Army's enhanced 22-week one-station unit training program is a model that allows you to elevate combat skills and operational readiness while integrating advanced weapons and training, but you know, all incorporating with mental health and combat lifesaver techniques into it as well. And finally, we'll use AI and analytics to further optimize our resource allocation, ensuring that critical needs are met efficiently and effectively. And then, of course, in a 5 to 10 years, this is the last stage of our executive summary, which is titled to be looking at the horizon. In 10 years, our department will be fully optimized to meet any critical need. This is what I mean by this is that we should be ready. Okay, like through anything, like our personnel will be equipped with the most mastery required uh, to operate in diverse and complex environments. They'll be trained in combat readiness at all forms. They'll understand every bits and parts of technology, advanced technology that is into market, right? And they'll incorporate sustainable practices and continue to innovate, always continue to innovate and trying different tests and risk and making sure that the Army has the best of the best. So again, thank you for listening. I know I ranted quite a little bit about this, but thank you for enjoying our T&D strategies production, our presentation. And again, my name is James, and thank you. Goodbye.
From Alistair Mercado, myself, Eric Caceres, and James Kim from Training and Development Corporation and Consultation, we thank you. Have a good night.